If you're not gonna do what I say, I don't want to date you. There, I said it. There, I said it. Unfortunately, I do like men that want me to boss them around. I do. You to the head of the household, but I'm the boss. You clock into the house, which is mine. Like, what do you mean? It's like I'm giving up the idea, like, yeah, you leading, but you doing what I was gonna do anyway because it's my shit.
What?
I'm the boss. You just doing it first because you were the man. Like, the thing is, y'all want to shut the up. It's never gonna be me, and it's fine if you. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not me, and I don't want to be in a relationship that requires that.
Okay. You guys heard it for yourself. And I just want to make sure we all heard it. She said, if you're not doing what I tell you to do, then she doesn't want a marriage with you. The good news actually is that to most men who are listening, they're like, cool, what? We don't want a marriage with you either. That's why she probably doesn't have one. But I don't know. Could be a simp marriage going on there somewhere in the background. We're going to listen to more. We're going to do a little bit of research because I've said this many times before that these loud married women you see today run their households. They're the type who, when they bring their husband there, they'll be like, yeah, Charles is the man of this house. Right, Charles? Yeah.
And it's like, y'all will tell you, like, I like you for you. I love your personality all the way until I get to telling you what to do. I thought you liked me. And that's why I can't let my ex go all the way, because that love being bossed around. He's a great man. That's a man. That's a man's man at that. Who will shut the up if I tell him to. Yeah. And it's just,
dog, this is disrespectful, bro. She's out here saying you shut the F up if you tell her to.
just like, do what I want and I'll be happy. I'm easy to please. You just got to do what I want. You just got to do what I say. And I'm pleased with that. And it's even fine if you make me think it was my idea and it was really your idea. That's cool. I'm fine with that. But you're going to do what I want. And that's it. I'm so fun. I'm so smart. I'm so sexy, but I am a bossy. It's okay.
Grown man.
I'm going to have my way, or you're going to get out my way. You can be a man's man and like a boss you around. Where's that guy at? I had one. I don't want him no more, though, for other reasons. But that one thing, he ate that one thing. And it's like, it's hard to explain because it's not like, I'm not mean. Like, I don't cuss out, or I don't really, well, hold on. Let me try that again. I don't talk to men crazy at all, really, until you get to thinking shit is sweet. That's when I start.
She just talked to all of us in the craziest way she possibly could have. And she's trying to convince us she doesn't talk to men crazy. Come on, put that coffee down.
But for the most part, it's like, if you're doing exactly what I want, if I say I like flowers every week and you go get the flowers every week, then I have nothing to complain about. You did exactly what I said do. If I told you I do not drive around, because that's one thing I don't do, why would you ask me to drive anywhere? Didn't I just say I don't drive around? Like, listen to the instructions because they be crystal clear. Like, I'm not the type of person who I communicate exactly what I need. And the thing about me is I let it do him. That's the thing. I'm going to always let you do what you want to do. If it's not what I want you to do, you're gone. That's it. I'm not complaining. I'm not crying. I'm not moaning. You knew what I wanted because I told you, because I'm bossy. I told you exactly what I wanted and how I wanted it done. You either did that or you didn't. I'm going to let you do what you want to do as long as it's what I wanted you to do.
What the F?
It could all be so simple. Where it becomes a problem is that men want to do what they want to do. It don't be what I wanted them to do. And then they wanted me to stick around. No.
Hold on.
Why would I do that? So simple. Where it becomes a problem is that men want to do what...
I'm confused. What are we doing? Are we doing what you want to do? Or we doing what I want to do? It's like, I need you to do what I want to do because I want you to do what I want for you to do because you want to do what I want to do. What are you talking about?
They want to do. It don't be what I wanted them to do. And then they wanted me to stick around. No. Why would I do that? That's not what I wanted. And you didn't do it. So now you're gone. So you got to follow instructions and like a bossy. It's a 2-for-1.
These women are transforming into grown men in front of our eyes. And no, you should be proud to have that label with the mindset like this. That's nothing but the purest form of masculine energy. You know, that toxic masculine energy that they try to claim? That's what this is. Right here. Toxic masculine energy. You're telling me the only time you feel comfortable is when a man can tuck his balls away and take instructions from you as a woman. Not, hey, take what I say into consideration. I want a man who, if she values that, right? She's talking about a man's man. What's a man's man to her? If she values a man in his masculine energy, then it's not going to work out. And we know it didn't work out because it didn't work out with her ex. I thought she might have been married to a simp, but she's not married at all. Let's read a few of these comments, see what the people had to say. Top comment here says, you don't want a man, then sorry. Here's somebody else who says, tragic with the laughing emojis. Why not just date men who are soft? Because, man, these chicks love chaos. They love chaos. You know, part of the reason why a lot of women leave relationships is because they get bored. This is the type of woman who thrives in chaos. She wants a masculine man to match her fabricated pseudo masculine energy. It's fake. It's not real, but he'll stress you out and he'll run you off like her ex. So you got to watch out for that. And, you know, I understand, you know, let's have a bit of a healthy conversation here that a man who's in a healthy relationship needs to take what his wife or girlfriend or whatever situation you may want into strong consideration as the leader of that household. And this is me assuming that she wants that. Otherwise, she wouldn't be going for a masculine man. And that requires a certain amount of trust that's built over time. The households and relationships out here that think they're tricking people by being loudmouthed and somehow being able to keep a man for a short period of time or maybe trap him into a marriage, we know you wear the pants. And listen, it's one thing if it's just a relationship that doesn't lead to something that's long-term, because, you know, people like that, like sexual tension and battling back and forth, that stuff is stressful for as short as it lasts. But long-term, if a man commits to that, well, we know something's off with him and he does not value the type of dynamic where a man takes charge. So she replied to a few of these comments, like this man who said, tragic. Here's what she had to say.
You literally have business in the front, party in the back locks. I have never seen nothing like that before. Innovative. Very different.
See, all that tapping on the camera, the finger pointing, that's going to be you, right? And you don't want that. Here's another comment that says, can't date strong masculine man if you are masculine yourself. Nice comment. Let's listen to what she had to say here. It looks like she's crashing out.
Oh no! You mean I actually have to do things that my partner likes him, do things to keep her happy in order to keep my relationship, and if I don't do what she wants me to do in order to be happy, if she's gonna leave me? That's how y'all sound, you know that? Like, how do y'all expect to be in a relationship if you don't ever want to do nothing to please your partner? Y'all know there's a male loneliness epidemic happening? That's what they've been saying. They've been saying that.
You see, guys, next time a chick today tells you that we're in some type of a lonely male epidemic, remind them that isn't it sad that men today would rather be by themselves than to deal with difficult, masculine, insufferable modern women. Isn't it unfortunate? Because in my last video, I said clearly there's a whole scripture that talks about how a man would rather be on the house of a rooftop. And I'll keep bringing this up because a lot of these chicks like to claim scripture, right? Rather be by himself on a rooftop than be trapped in a home with a contentious woman who thinks she's a man. Let's keep listening.
And I'll let you in on a little secret. If you're only masculine in the presence of no other decision making and no other leadership, you were a bitch the whole time. Being smart and decisive and having a big personality doesn't make me masculine. If you actually like looked at any of my posts or like my Instagram, my YouTube, you would see that I'm like very feminine, extremely feminine.
What does your husband have to say about that, ma'am? Ah, that's what I thought.
almost hyper feminine. So when people say I'm masculine based off my personality, I'm like, oh, that's so weird because nothing about my personality is masculine at all. I just use my big brain. I have a big personality. I'm bold. That doesn't make me masculine. That makes me Alexis. And if you actually watch the video and listen to the examples I listed, bringing me flowers, not asking me to drive you when I don't like driving men, that's masculine, Miss Daisy. But those are two things that like center around like catering to my desires and making me happy and what makes me feel most comfortable.
What are you going to do?
And this is the response that men are having to that. I didn't listen to anything crazy. I didn't say I'm gonna smack you upside your head, even though I might.
Remember when I said that I don't like to see women cry after making horrible decisions? In some cases, I actually feel bad. See, now if she came back crying about, oh my gosh, I tried everything I said I was going to do and it didn't work, there'll be some laughter behind that for sure. You know, then I'd wish her the best and hope that she understands to give men what they want, listen to them like they were trying to talk to her in her comment section, but instead it's going to end in tears. And hopefully we'll be here to capture that.
I might. Some man say, oh, you need an Ike Turner man. You're gonna get a Lorena Bobbitt woman playing them games with me. I always find it so funny when men rebut women
I'm not even going
expressing
to
their
say
wants
it.
with physical. You will be in the dirt playing them games with me. I'm not scared of no man. I'm not scared of no man. And there's three types of men in the comments. There's this one, betas posing as alphas. If you're only an alpha, if there's no other wolves around, you are a beta. Oh my gosh.
Forget the alpha and beta talk, man. Know your position. Let me give you guys a quick tip on how to easily, this is just a method, right? Because when it comes to understanding like what does submission look like when it comes to decision making within a household, and I go a bit deeper in this in Brew Brothers, you can access that. The important thing is to have a method, because when a woman says that she will submit to a man, which we haven't heard her say, but that's what she's doing if she's accepting your leadership, you're giving up power, right? You're saying there will come situations where I will trust that you take my best interest in mind. If we have children, you take the family's best interest in mind. And I trust and love you, and I know that you love me enough to do that. In practice, what does that look like? And why is it important so you have a method to show this in practice? Because not every situation will play smoothly when you have to assert your leadership as a man. One simple solution to this is a method that I heard and I thought, man, this is genius. The first time from it's actually a marriage and family therapist. His name is Alvin Gilmore. We also have a whole section of him in Brew Brothers. But anyways, it's this method called me decisions versus us decisions. It's very simple. The example he gave was of a man who was running a business, and he would come to his employees and say, hey, when it came to a big decision that had to be made, right? He would let them know from the beginning whether it was a me decision or us decision. A delusional modern woman will never understand this concept. She cannot. She cannot. Because she said with her own mind, if you're not doing what I want you to do, I'm letting go of you. In a marriage where you're saying, I trust you to lead, there's going to come a point where that man, your potential husband, is not going to always do what you feel or think is best. He's going to sometimes say, hey, I think this is best. And you have to trust his leadership. Now, if you're a man who has to make these type of difficult decisions in your household, maybe it's buying a new car, right? You want to make sure that you state upfront if this is a me decision or us decision. So what does a me decision mean? Well, this means that I am ultimately going to make the final decision when it comes to what car we purchase. No, I'm not telling you to not let your wife make that decision if you think that that's best. I'm just using this as an example, right? And so that way she knows, okay, so this is ultimately your decision. But as a good husband who wants to make sure that I'm taking what you want into consideration, I'm open to your suggestions. And they're being very seriously taken into consideration before I make this decision. What does that mean? that means that she goes into the conversation initially not so emotionally invested in the fact that things are going to sway her way. Now, there may be some decisions where things completely sway her way. That's what's called an us decision. If you don't care about the car really, then you would bring that up as an us decision, right? And you say, hey, this decision that I have to make about this car, it's really an us decision. And the difference with us decisions is you're saying, if you feel very strongly about this particular thing, then you know what? We're just going to go with it, right? Because this is about us. And I don't think this will make or break us down in the future. And for this to work, then your wife, the woman in your life, has to know that in the end, you are making the decision that you believe is best for everybody. She has to trust that. There's no guarantee when it comes to trust. Let's keep listening.
I feel like that's rocket. That's not even rocket science. That's very simple. And then you have the men who are like trying to be mad at what I'm saying. And as soon as I respond in like a witty way, they fold. Like there's someone like, you don't want a man, you want a slave. I said, yeah, I would love that. And he was like, well, I'm right here. You see how easy that was? You see how easy it could be for you if you just shut up and listen? Oh. And then you have the third man who's like, yeah, I love that. That's so hot. I click at their page, they're so hot. Masculine. It's confident in themselves, not arguing with women. You see the trend? You see the trend? And if doing things that center around catering to a woman in your relationship bothers you and you have no desire to cater to women in your relationship and your entire relationship view centers around catering to men, you need to go date a boy.
Okay, so I actually do want to talk about what she said right there. There are men out here who do want women to boss them around. Who do you never hear about wanting a bossy woman, right? A woman who they know is just going to be stressing them out left and right. It's men who already have a lot on their plate. Men who have a lot on their plate don't need you to add more stress on their plate. There are men out here who do want women to boss them around. And I know these guys, right? It's a small group of guys who sit there and be like, man, I love a woman who tells me what to do. That's hot. Man, I love being bossed around. That's hot. And no one wants a doormat, right? You should be able to push back when necessary when you have a different opinion, so to speak. That's not what we're talking about here. What she's talking about, for men who these women claim that they want, who are successful, who are improving themselves, who have real stress in their lives because they're constantly trying to improve. And they're going out and they're fighting the world. They're coming back home. They don't want to hear you stressing. They don't want to go and fight when they get back into their home. That's not a turn on to a man who handles business outside of the home. The guy who's saying that doesn't have enough stress in his life. No, he does not need you to add on to his stress. He needs you to distress him, to go make a sandwich. Oh, I can't believe you said that. Oh, you can't believe I said that. You can't believe I said that, but she's over here talking crazy. Next comment here says, that makes me Alexis. Somebody else who says, I like being told what to do simply because it's be too much going on for me to think sometimes. This is exactly what I was talking about, dog. Let's see. So this next comment here says, I definitely give instructions, literally handing over the cheat. I'm assuming that's supposed to say the cheat code. I do think that from what I've seen lately, when it comes to leadership positions, I do notice that a lot of dudes are okay with women leading them, and more men than I thought, right, are okay getting behind women for leadership. Crazy. And I see life as competition, right? This life is a competition. Your family unit, you go out into this world and you bring back meat for your family. You go out here and excel. And I would hope that your household is getting led by your wife so that we could run you over.
And this is what makes it so easy to be a leaver. Because what the you don't get? What's not clicking? I gave you the game plan. I gave you everything you needed to do, and you still ain't do it. What the make you think you gonna stick around here, mother? You not. Pack your shit and go. I'll pack mine. Don't even worry. You stay right where you are. I'll leave. Because it's also not like I'm mysterious at all. I'm an open book. You could literally ask me if I would like something, and I would say yes. I'm easy to understand. Like I'm not a complex person at all. I'm really not. So it's like if you're not doing the things I want you to do, I have to take it as intentional. I have to take it as you're doing that on purpose because you don't want me to be here. You don't like me. So I'm leaving. You don't like me and I don't like that you treat me like that. So I'm gone. What? And I run into this so often where guys will know exactly what I want, do the complete opposite, and still be gagged. No, you're just used to girls who will let you do what you want and they stay. I don't have to stay. I do. My favorite thing to say to the I don't have to be here. I don't. I don't even hate being single.
Her favorite thing to say to ninjas is she doesn't have to be here. That's her favorite thing to say. She doesn't have to be single. She's about to say, I love being single.
Love my life as is. So if you're not adding, if you stressing me out and you irritating me and you trying to make me beg, I'll just be by myself. I was cool when you found me. I'll be cool when you go.
Yeah, listen to me, man. If you are a man out here and you're building a family and you have some strong sons, beautiful, strong daughters, and strong in moral character, and those sons as well, and you have a wife who you're proud of, and you're competing against these female-led households, yes, where the woman is like this and she wears the pants and tells her husband what to do, disrespects him, and she loves to stress out her man and boss him around and tell him what to do. Listen, excel, compete with your family, and run the competition over because there's a bunch of female-led households out here. You are a man. You are a man. You set the tone. And understand it's more easier than ever for you to raise competent men today, for you to raise women who you have clear examples of what they shouldn't be like, and you just win. If you can get that together, oh man, it's just too easy.